Most people believe they know themselves well. They know their personality. They know their values. They know why they do what they do. But psychology suggests something very different. Humans are surprisingly bad at understanding who they really are. In fact, research shows that people are often more accurate when describing strangers than when describing themselves. That sounds impossible at first. After all, you live with yourself every day. But familiarity doesn't create accuracy. It creates blind spots. When you look at yourself, you're not observing neutrally. You're protecting an identity. Your mind filters information in a way that keeps your self-image intact. Positive traits feel obvious. Negative ones feel exaggerated, misunderstood, or unfair. This is why feedback often feels wrong. When someone points out a flaw, it doesn't feel like information, it feels like an attack. Not because the feedback is false, but because it threatens the story you tell yourself about who you are. Another reason humans struggle with self-knowledge is consistency. You like to believe you have a stable personality, that you're the same person everywhere. But your behavior changes constantly. You act differently with friends than with family, differently at work than at home, differently when you feel safe than when you feel judged. None of these versions are fake. They are all real. But because they contradict each other, your mind quietly ignores the ones that don't fit your preferred identity. Over time, you begin to believe in a simplified version of yourself. I'm confident, I'm calm, I'm honest, I'm logical. These labels feel comforting. They reduce complexity, but they also hide truth. Because humans don't experience themselves directly, they experience themselves through memory. And memory is selective. You remember moments that support who you think you are. You forget moments that don't. This creates a feedback loop. The more you believe a certain version of yourself, the more evidence your mind collects to support it. Meanwhile, contradictory evidence fades into the background. This is why change is so difficult. To change, you don't just have to act differently. You have to challenge the identity that feels familiar. And familiarity feels like safety. The goal of self-awareness is not to find a single, true version of yourself. That version doesn't exist. The goal is to notice patterns, to observe how you change across situations, to notice which versions of you appear under pressure and which ones appear when you feel safe. The moment you stop asking, "Who am I really?" and start asking, "Who am I being right now?" you gain something rare, perspective. And perspective is the beginning of real self-understanding.